Good morning, and now we are going to see about homeostasis, and under that we are specifically going to study osmoregulation. Okay, so now observe this picture for a while. See here, normal body temperature. See, when the body temperature rises, what is happening? Blood vessels will dilate. It results in heat loss to the environment. Then sweat glands secrete fluid. As the fluid evaporates, the heat is lost from the body. So heat is lost to the environment. Then our body temperature will be normal. Now see here what happens when the body temperature falls. See, when the body temperature falls, what is happening to our body? The blood vessels will constrict so that heat is conserved. Sweat glands do not secrete fluid, then shivering generates heat that will warm up the body. Okay, so heat is retained. See, now on seeing this picture, you can find out that our body temperature is maintained or balanced by certain mechanism. When it rises, what is happening and how the lost heat is maintained, and when the body temperature falls, what is happening and how heat is retained. Okay, so through this picture you can see what is happening during the body temperature fall and during the body temperature rise. Okay, and now this balancing is said to be homeostasis. Balancing of the internal environment of our body is said to be homeostasis. So on today's topic we are going to see what is homeostasis, what is osmoregulation, what are urihalline and stenohalline organisms, and what are the different types of solution, and what do you mean by osmoconformers and osmoregulators. Okay, so now we will see what is homeostasis. So as I have told you, it is the balancing of our body temperature. See, it is a physiological process of the body to maintain constant internal environment in response to fluctuations of the external environment. I hope that you might have understood. See, whatever fluctuations happens in the environment, our body maintain a constant environment. Okay, so that is what is said to be homeostasis. Okay, so here you should know what is this internal environment and what is this external environment. See, internal environment refers to the interstitial fluids within the cells or surrounding the cells. External environment refers to the environment in which organisms live. Okay, the surrounding which we live, that you know, isn't it? Okay, and now we'll see what are all the organs that help to maintain homeostasis. So it is the liver, then the kidneys, the brain, especially the hypothalamus region. They all help to maintain homeostasis. These are the main organs that helps to maintain our body temperature. So if the surrounding body temperature raises, it helps our body temperature to fall. If the surrounding temperature falls, it helps our body temperature to gain heat. So that is the thing. So that is how it is maintained or balanced. And now let's see what is osmoregulation. Okay, osmoregulation. See, it is the process of maintaining salt and water balance across the membranes within the body. Okay, so just imagine this is the membrane. Okay, and there should be a balance between the salt and the water. Okay, so here all these red molecules are solute molecules and all these molecules are water molecules. See, on seeing this picture, you can see, that here on this side the water molecules are high in number, And here these the solute molecules are high in number. Okay, so it should be balanced. Okay, it should be balanced. So across the membrane, the solute molecule and the water molecule, they move across to balance. Okay, right? The fluid inside the surrounding cells are composed of water, electrolytes, and also non-electrolytes. So it should be balanced, and that process is called osmoregulation. Okay, and here you should know what is the stenohalane and urehalane. Okay, so stenohalane means the organisms withstand only small variation in salinity. Typically, they live in open ocean, and urehalane organisms, they withstand the large variation in salinity. Typically, live in coastal waters. Okay, so here's an example for the urehalane organisms. Tolerance of relatively wide range of salinity. That means if the salinity range is high, also they can tolerate. For example, crab, they can live in any salined water. Okay, they can tolerate wide range of salinity. They are able to live in waters of wide range of salinity. Example, crabs, right? Then stenohalane, you can take fish as an example. Tolerance of relatively narrow range of salinity. So stenohalane describes an organism, usually fish. They cannot tolerate a wide fluctuation. Even if a little salt concentration range is there also, they cannot tolerate. Okay, so they are said to be stenohalane. And then you should know what are osmoconformers and osmoregulators. See, osmoregulators, they are actively control amount of salt in their bodies, no matter what's going on in our body. Okay, they themselves will control the amount of salt in their body. Okay, but in the case of osmoconformers, they don't do much to change their internal osmotic balance. Okay, just opposite of that, osmoregulators, right? And here you should know the three different types of solution. If you want to know more about the osmoregulation, here are the three types of solution. The first one is hypertonic solution, then the second one is isotonic solution, and the third one is hypotonic solution. See, now you should know what is hypertonic and isotonic and hypotonic. See, the solution outside the cell is more concentrated than inside the cell. So this is the cell. If the solution outside the cell is more concentrated than the inside of the cell, that is said to be hypertonic. So if in that case what happens, the cells will shrink by osmosis because water molecules move outside. Then in the case of isotonic solution, the solution inside the cell and also outside the cell will be same. The concentration will be same. So water will move in and out, both will happen. There will be a balance. That is said to be isotonic solution. And the third type of solution is hypotonic. The solution outside the cell has low concentration than the inside of the cell. So water will move into the cell by osmosis. So what will happen? Sometimes it will burst because more and more water will move inside. So what will happen? Sometimes it will burst. See, just opposite to hypertonic. In the case of hypertonic, the water molecules move from inside to the outside. So it will shrink. But in the case of hypertonic, it is just opposite. It will burst. Okay, right? So those are the three types of solutions. Okay, here again, I will explain you what are these osmoconformers, organisms that remain isotonic with seawater by conforming their body fluid concentration. Okay, they are said to be osmoconformers. I told you they do not change their internal body fluid changes. Okay. Then osmoregulators, they regulate their body temperature, body osmolarity but maintaining constant internal conditions. Okay, right? So that is all about the osmoregulators. So here you should know what is homeostasis, and then you should know what is osmoregulation, and then you should know the urehalane and stenohalane organisms, and also what are osmoconformers and osmoregulators. Okay, right? So that is all about it. Thank you.